everybody wants to have a say in what goes into it. And you would have noticed that in no other country the union budget is such a big event as it is in India, and everybody
Yes.
should have an opinion. So I have an opinion on this as well. Now, the best judge of a policy action or a budget like this is how people have voted with their money. Now on record, I can say whatever I want to, but eventually, as a Gujarati boy in the deals business, I know ki bhav bhagwan che. I mean, how people have voted with their money eventually counts. And you would have seen today in the markets, uh, infra stocks, banking stocks, they all went up anywhere between 5 to 10%. The market itself went up by 5%. So, given how people have voted with their money, I'd like to say people are happy with, what our finance minister, who's like the entrepreneur in this case, presented as an AOP, to their board. And the best judge of an AOP is, did your valuation go up? In this case, yeah, the markets went up. So,
Yeah.
startup terms, I'd say that, people be happy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kashyap, but I would like to come to the startup world and entrepreneurship world and investment world. There were certain expectations. What would you say? Do you think, because most of the people I spoke to said that, of course, startup is a small segment right now, so don't expect too much, because this budget was for growth. Uh, Tell us, do you think that there were certain things that were expected was not met, or it's okay, we should look at it next year?
We're in a country where startups are always confused as SMEs. I mean, the word startup did not enter the policymakers so to say attention till now. And the fact that small initiatives, the fact that startups are mentioned explicitly in budget speeches, even though what we may see is tokenism or small symbolic benefits that are passed on, thanks to the effort of people like you and other leaders in a startup ecosystem who've taken out time to present our ecosystem in the right light to people who matter. The very fact that startups are mentioned in the budget speech itself, in my opinion, is a big victory. B, there was nothing that was negative. Again, is a big plus for startups. I mean, as an entrepreneur, what you want is predictability. You don't want SOPs. And the fact that there was nothing, which was a negative surprise itself was a big deal. Because before the budget, there were so many rumors circulating that there'll be a COVID tax, there'll be an inheritance tax. The fact that there was nothing done which would, so to say, curb demand itself is, I think, a big victory for the startup ecosystem. And the fact that they are recognized as a constituency that has to be catered to by the policymakers, I think these two are big wins, and I think we should be satisfied with it. So I'd say it's probably neutral with a positive bias.
Yeah. Last, before I let you go, if there's something that you would like to see this year, post the budget, because the state budgets are around the corner. In the next 2 months, we'll see the state budgets, but something that you would like to see happening in a country, what would that be?
No, see, one thing that this budget has got going is that there's going to be a lot of investment in infrastructure and healthcare. And all I'm hoping is that it will create a great enabling environment in the medium to long term for, startup founders around the country. Obviously, there's a wish list which all of us are aware of, and one does not know when it will be catered to. But I think no negative surprises. Stability in terms of policy when it comes to investments, when it comes to FDI guidelines, is something that I'd wish and hope for.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Kashyap. Thanks a lot. And then thank you for bringing the startup analogy to the budget.